everyone, it's Jack and Adam from Cultaholic. Very tired, very sleep deprived after a monumental weekend of wrestling action. And now, we've got some lovely news. Do you want to sing a song? I know you do that sometimes with Sam, or...
News. Newsy, news. Randall news.
Headlines. First up, the original plans for Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns have been revealed. Also, WWE are said to want to split up a top tag team, and Nick Khan has revealed some NXT changes as well. More on that in a little bit. But before we get there, we have some pretty fresh news actually in the aftermath of TakeOver, actually during TakeOver, because just as the finish of the Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly match happened, the Young Bucks put out a cheeky tweet saying new bio, which they've been doing a lot, but this one was a little bit maybe pertinent.
Yeah, it's a cryptic one. It's just a YouTube link, but the video that this link goes to is for the most infamous seances in history. What does that mean, Jack?
Well, if you're a big indie boy like myself, you'll be a huge fan of Being the Elite. And in Being the Elite canon, or in the lore of Being the Elite, Adam Cole is dead. That's the joke they make. They're like, oh, Adam Cole's dead, and it's ever since they kicked him out of the Bullet Club and he went off to WWE, and they've said, oh, he's dead. And a seance, I believe, is when you talk to the dead.
Correct.
Now, I've got images of Adam Cole heading to the back straight after his match, straight on the phone with Matt and Nick, saying, sign me up, I want to get out of here now. I don't think it'll be quite like that. But that's what they're implying. They're implying that they are talking to a dead person, which is Adam Cole. At least that's what I've inferred from it anyway.
It certainly looks like it. Britt Baker retweeting that new bio tweet from the Young Bucks with a face. She also tweeted Bay during the thing. She's retweeted a few other bits. By the time this video goes up, there might be a lot more out there. What's interesting about this is that because Adam Cole signed an extension to his contract, a no-compete might not apply still. He could be good to go. We might even see him as soon as Wednesday. Who knows?
Oh,
it could happen. It could happen.
That'll be very exciting indeed. It was a fun night of action, but over on the main roster, there's been a little bit of controversy, according to Dave Meltzer, or maybe not controversy, but controversial decision-making that may have caused a bit of disagreement backstage. Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio has said that apparently WWE are keen to break up a top tag team, that tag team being the Mysterios, Ray and Little Dominic. He's bigger than
massive.
Ray. Yeah, he's big.
Beast, actually. So I mean, they've been teasing the dissension there on SmackDown this week. Dominic costing Ray the win. They were sort of more on the same page a little bit last night at SummerSlam, but it's believed that they want to do that split. They want to have father and son feud, but Ray not keen on doing that at all.
No, and I can understand that. I can understand that really well, because imagine wrestling Dominic, and then one of them accidentally catches the other with a straight. Wrestlers accidentally hurt each other all the time. It's just part of the risks of wrestling.
He could injure his dad.
You wouldn't want to do that, or he could injure his son. Yeah, you don't want to be doing that. So I understand fully where Ray's coming from. Maybe also he just thinks, no, this tag team's money, and we're selling loads of merch and stuff.
Yeah, maybe. He said in the past that he just doesn't want to do the father versus son feud, and I can sort of understand it, because in that situation, Dominic, it looks like he would be the heel. I'm not sure he could pull that off at this point, to be honest.
It might be a bit earlier, and he seems like such a natural babyface at the moment, but then so is Ray, so it's a bit of a catch-22 situation.
Ray's never been heel in WWE, so you've got to imagine he's going to stay babyface, and then... Do you do like a transferring of the mask? Does Dominic beat his dad and get the mask? Something? It feels a bit too soon, because Ray's probably got a few more years left in him. Certainly on his WWE deal, he's got a bit longer as well.
I want to see Ray turn fully heel, go back to Filthy Animals Rey Mysterio Jr. with the devil horns and stuff. Yeah, the best version. In fact, sometimes he didn't even... Well, after he got unmasked... Why did they unmask him in WCW?
Because it was WCW.
Baffling decision-making there. Not the only thing that Dave Meltzer was talking about on Wrestling Observer Radio as well. He also revealed... in his review of SummerSlam, that the original plan was for Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns to happen at WrestleMania. You thought I was going to say 38, 39 in 2023. Quite a long way off, but now it looks likely that they'll headline either Crown Jewel in October in Saudi Arabia or Survivor Series in November, because of course Brock came back at the end of SummerSlam.
It's more likely to be Crown Jewel with the money on offer, isn't it? You've got to imagine. Maybe they'll do a rematch at Survivor Series. What I do like about this is that it's a match that we've seen many, many times before, but there's a new dynamic there. It's infinitely more interesting, and it's actually now a match that I really want to see again. I'm not bothered that they're doing it again because things have changed so much.
Babyface Brock.
Yeah, right.
Firing up the crowd.
Weird, isn't it? On the way out, I saw the mobile phone footage of him going backstage. Yes, come on, guy. Took his glasses off, put it on a kid like that. It was mad.
I agree fully. I think I'd be interested in seeing it again, but I'd much rather it was not a crown jewel.
Yeah.
But, I mean, would Brock Lesnar be motivated by the huge payday that is Crown Jewel?
No.
He's a man of the people. We saw him do it at SummerSlam.
He's a changed man. He's a changed man.
Now, when Dave was talking about this, actually, to Brian Alvarez, he was saying, I listened to this episode today, and he was saying stuff like, they were planning it for later on, and then they both couldn't believe that it was so far ahead. They couldn't believe that they planned so far ahead. And I'm a bit surprised at that as well.
To me, that indicates that maybe they've got Rock for next year.
Yeah.
Rock versus Roman. If they want to do the Brock thing now, then maybe they've got big plans for next year's WrestleMania. It's got to be Rock, surely. Think so?
You'd think so, definitely. Elsewhere, on Wrestling Observer Radio, Meltzer also was talking about Bray Wyatt signs at SummerSlam, or one in particular that was confiscated after the pre-show match, I believe. They saw it on camera during Big E versus Baron Corbin, and then they snatched it away.
And it was a bit of a heated encounter, apparently. He said, did you hear they were confiscating Wyatt stuff? There was a big Wyatt sign that I saw in the Big E Baron Corbin match. They panned away really quickly, and then when they took it from the guy, it got heated, but the guy did give it up.
I listened to this part as well. Meltzer goes like, did you hear it got a bit heated? Well, he gave it up. And I was like, come on, Dave, give me a clue. Like, which one was it? I mean, I never agree really with, unless there's something like really offensive on it, with taking away signs, but you can see why they do it, I suppose.
Paying ticket holders, they should be able to hold that up, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe
as well.
they do what they do with the t-shirts, where people are wearing the wrong t-shirts and they give them like a new one. Maybe they gave them like John Cena rocks.
John Cena t-shirt, yeah. I love The Fiend. No, I love Alexa Bliss.
I hate The Fiend.
I love Lily.
The Fiend doesn't exist. The Fiend never existed.
I mean, especially now with all this speculation about so many massive free agents. Has there ever been a bigger free agent talent pool apart from the end of the invasion, I suppose, in wrestling history? It's crazy. It
is crazy.
Do you think he'll end up in AEW?
Yeah.
I know it's so easy.
I think
to
with the creative freedom that they could offer him and the name value as well, I think he's very likely to end up there. Yeah. I hope so as well, because I think he'll thrive.
Yeah, absolutely as well. Now, this one's more in your wheelhouse because I'm not too clued up on 2K. All I know in recent history is that 2K20 was just a disaster.
Yeah.
And now it looks like there's not going to... Well, there wasn't a 2K21, and now it looks like something's happening with 2K22 as well.
2K22 has been pushed back to next year.
Right.
So they need more time to work on it, apparently. But because of this delay, there's been a bit of beef between WWE and 2K.
Okay.
So the relationship with 2K is said to be seriously strained. This is from Sports Gamers Online, and they say, with the miserable release that was WWE 2K20, WWE apparently has become more difficult to deal with during this development cycle. One person in the company said threats to cancel would come out of WWE, claiming to have interest from one company here or there. I don't know how credible that was, though, or just idle threats. And they made it clear that this game is make or break for the relationship with the developer's visual concept. Apparently it hasn't been a fun place to be. I mean, I feel sorry for the developers. Like, think how much the WWE has changed. Not just like, they've introduced new stages and entrance ways and all that sort of stuff, but they've released half their bloody roster.
Yeah.
Must be a mare.
You've been working for ages trying to sort out one move from one guy. Yeah, that sort of stuff.
And like, I can imagine that this game, because of that, might just end up like being filled with legends, people who are timeless. Just put them in there because the roster's changing so often. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. I like this one that you've put the headline here as Punk sells Was there a cut point there?
That's all right.
Oh, no, all right.
Let's just keep going.
You've put the title here.
Spunky shirts. I put Punk sells loads of shirts, and that's true. A record-breaking number of shirts. If you try getting your hands on a CM Punk t-shirt, you were probably waiting for a long time. Somebody in the live chat said today that they were trying for 4 hours. The queues at the merch stand were crazy. Apparently scalpers, t-shirt scalpers, picked up loads of them as well, so genuine fans couldn't buy them. They are still on sale, of course, but Pro Wrestling Tees announcing that Punk set a brand new record for most shirts sold in a 24-hour stretch, the previous records being Sting's and Brody Lee shirts.
Oh, I thought you meant a new record for anyone ever in human history.
No, just through Pro Wrestling Tees, but I mean, it's the website crashed immediately. Shop AEW and Pro Wrestling Tees both went offline. Everybody wants one. They're still being gobbled up now.
Well, fair enough.
Gobbled up the spunk shit.
No. And finally, there was a bit of an explosive interview. Ariel Helwani, who's primarily an MMA journalist, he's like the Meltzer of the MMA world, isn't he? But he got a huge interview with the man of the moment in WWE, Nick Khan.
Everybody's favourite Khan.
Yeah,
he's a huge one.
Got NXT and stuff it full of big lads.
I think part of the reason is that they used to work together.
Oh, okay.
Apparently. So, but yeah, it's quite surprising to see Nick Khan do this sort of thing. So this took place via BT Sport putting this out. A massive get for them, and he confirmed the reports that NXT are getting a huge revamp. He said that we're doing a complete revamp on NXT, led by Triple H, who is really one of the architects of the original NXT. In terms of an NXT rebrand, look for it in the next couple of weeks. We're not going to be waiting too long for this. It's going to have a whole new look, it's going to have a whole new feel, and we believe, because a lot of the indie wrestlers, if you will, have come through our system and are in our system with SmackDown and Raw, we don't want to just keep doing that same thing. We want to look elsewhere for great young talent.
It's a weird thing to say. Like, it's a weird thing. We don't want to hire wrestlers who've wrestled. We want to hire wrestlers from other avenues. I know there's a history of wrestlers being bodybuilders or American football players and that sort of thing, but to just say, like, well, we're sick of hiring experienced wrestlers now. Yeah. We want to hire other people.
It follows the memo that went around that they don't want any more vanilla midgets or whatever it was that he said. They want genuine superstars, don't they? They want potential superstars. Another interesting one that he said.
He must have been joking.
I think this is a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but maybe not. Given what we know about the bloke. From my point of view, he said, Raw would benefit from being 4 hours, so we would get paid more money, and SmackDown would be 8 hours.
Imagine a big SmackDown, 8 hours every week.
Yes,
settle
please.
in for 8 hours of SmackDown.
It's clear what his motivations are, right? That's why they pay him the big bucks, because it's all about the money.
Absolutely.
There you go. You know what? He came across as a thoroughly unlikable man, as far as I'm concerned. He's got a very difficult job, because he's always going to be the bad guy in this situation.
Of course.
But yeah, I mean, it's worth watching. Go and watch the interview. It's bonkers.
Next WrestleMania, Triple H versus Nick Khan in a winner-takes-all match. Yes, I think that's what we want to see. What do you want to see? Let us know in the comments section down below. And thank you very much for watching this news video. Stay tuned for more news videos and also reaction from this past weekend. We've got some great TakeOver 36 content coming your way too. And that's about it, I think.
That's us done. Let's go to bed, Jack.
Let's go to bed.
Our different bed.
Separate beds?
Maybe. Top to tail.
See you soon.
Spunk.